Oh boy, it is getting good out here. So you got the president's boss, Elon Musk, flipping out and basically telling us what we already knew, that Donald Trump was with Epstein and he's on the list. We all already knew that stuff, but everybody knew it, but there's no proof to it. But now Elon Musk, Donald Trump's boss, is now telling us that there is proof. This is hilarious because these people, you know, just because you have money, society views you as an elite human being, not an elite person economically, or even socially, but literally they feel that if you have enough money, you are above human, like you're an elite human being, and that's how they've been treating Elon Musk. These people don't realize this guy has mental problems. And you messing with people that have unlimited amounts of money on top of mental problems and all kinds of entitlement, it's a recipe for disaster. So you work with these people and it can go bad. One of the things I've always loved is the sort of debate or the fight between Howard Hughes and this senator by the name of Ralph Brewster.
Now, Senator Brewster's story, as related here yesterday, is a pack of lies, and I can tear it apart if allowed to cross-question him. And it is unfair to place me in the position of having my integrity questioned and not being allowed to cross-examine Senator Brewster.
All right, you understood that, and the record is clear, that you could submit questions through the committee. Now, have you any questions?
Yes, but these are the preliminary questions, and not all of them by any means.
Howard Hughes is kind of the similar thing. Howard Hughes was inherited all this money. He was this insanely wealthy guy who had he had much worse mental problems than Elon Musk, but he had mental problems. He had money. He inherited some industry or some company from his family, and and he had a lot of money, so he was able to do what other people aren't able to do. They were able to fight back. Compound that with the fact that he had mental issues. This guy did things that the people in the 1% normally know not to do. They can do it, but they normally know not to do it. They work in other ways. So you have squabbles and disagreements and fights amongst the wealthy. Obviously, they're just regular human beings, and their employees, which are our politicians. You have those fights, but the wealthy normally know what not to do and what not to say because they don't want to rock the boat and cause any real issues to the status quo that they've put in place in order to keep themselves at the top and keep everybody else underneath them subjugated. They don't want to have too much disruption. So they normally know to pull their punches, to fight in a certain way. They'll fight in private, and then make certain arrangements or agreements in private. Can't do that same thing with Elon Musk. This guy is mental problems, and when you have mental problems, the older you get, especially if they're not being the mental issues aren't being addressed, they become worse, and you become crazier and crazier, and you're starting to see that with this guy. The only reason nobody really treats him like a mental patient or treats him like a nut job is because he has so much money. But you're seeing it now. So Donald Trump is now, him and this guy have gotten to some sort of squabble. Who we don't know why, what the real reason is, why Elon Musk is going over this bill the way that he is, or maybe people do, and I just am not in the know. But something happened where these guys are at an out. And Elon Musk is, Donald Trump's not prepared for it. Donald Trump is nuts in his own way, but I wouldn't say it's clinical nuts. I just think, he's just maybe a little narcissistic, maybe a sociopath or something, but he's not don't have mental problems. I don't believe. I believe Elon Musk has mental problems. Donald Trump didn't realize what he was getting into. So if this guy has actual proof that Donald Trump was there and he starts working to get the stuff out there, it's going to be interesting to see what happens to Elon Musk. Or it's going to be interesting to see. I doubt he'll do it. These people threaten, and they use the public stage. They use us as the poorer folks, the masses. They use us as like pawns. So he's doing whatever he has to do to get whatever he needs, and he's throwing out a wild card because he's desperate at this point to get what he needs. But if who knows if he has the mental issues I think he has, he probably will just start releasing stuff or providing proof. And if he does, it's going to be a wild ride. It's going to be a wild ride. That's what happens when you work for people that are unstable just because they have money. And that's what Donald Trump did. Now, the type of person I am, I always believe that these things are always an act of some sort. I never really believe what they show to us. The only reason I'm kind of buying this is I believe Elon Musk has mental issues. So he will just rant off and just say things that normally wouldn't be said. So that's the only reason I believe there may be some truth to it, but aside from that, this is more than likely probably an act. Again, as I've said in other videos, Donald Trump was a wild card to the wealthy. They couldn't really control him the way that they wanted to, so they put all those judgments against him, put him in so much debt that they had something over his head so they could control him. They probably sat down with him and told him, look, the masses are starting to get out of whack. So what we're going to do is we're going to put you in as president to kind of make people think that to kind of reassure some of the stupid masses that they have a choice and that voting is relevant. So we're going to put you in as president, but we're not going to keep you in for too long. When the time comes, we're going to ask you to leave. Maybe they'll let him run the whole term, but Donald Trump maybe doesn't want to do it the whole term himself. And so maybe they agreed, we're going to find a way to get you out of office early. You're going to have to kiss the ring now because, you were acting out of turn. So, maybe we might humiliate you a bit, but, we're going to put you in. You're going to pass some stuff that's going to help us. We're going to help you. We're going to help cover those judgments, help you get this, that, and the third, as long as you help us. And then once we do that, we're going to find a way to get you out. And this is the plan to get him out. He'll be impeached or he'll leave, who knows. But they'll cover him financially. A man like Donald Trump, I don't think will mind being disgraced as long as he's compensated well for it. So this may all be an act, who knows, but it's just funny seeing this because it mirrors what happened with that Senator Ralph Brewster and Howard Hughes. When you have these wealthy people with all this money, they break the rules. Howard Hughes did something that you're not supposed to do. He fought back against the government, and he fought. He came out and he brought proof. He gave out accusations that everyone knew was true. Accusations basically were saying that this wealthy person is paying this senator so that the senator can help the wealthy person. Howard Hughes it's things that back then maybe everyone didn't know. A lot of people know it now, but back then a lot of them didn't know. They didn't know that the wealthy control the government. They didn't know that. Howard Hughes kind of threw that out there. And the wealthy normally don't do that because they don't want the masses knowing that they control the government, that the wealthy are the ones controlling the government. But Howard Hughes, because he has mental problems, he just said, I don't care. I'm just going to break all the rules that we've set for ourselves. And I'm going to go out there and I'm going to show that if you have enough money, you can bribe politicians. And the politicians will work for you. They don't work for the masses. And now seeing it again, it's like history. It always repeats itself. Seeing it again, Elon Musk is acting just like Howard Hughes. Gonna start saying shit that he ain't supposed to say, and doing things he ain't supposed to do because now he's in a fight and he's angry or whatever. And it's funny just to see. So I'm curious to see what happened. I'm curious to see what people think. I kind of just wanted to throw my little opinion in the ring because I know everybody's going to be talking about this. This is one of the, if this develops into something bigger, this will be one of the most interesting things that has happened in politics in a long time. Because if I'm right and Elon Musk does have mental problems, then he may blow open things that most people ain't ready to see. And if he does, I can't wait.